Self-sabotaging is really a thing. And a lot of us are not going to realize we're doing it until later on in life. And I've done it myself. I'm a recovering self-sabotager. And we could just read the textbook definition of self-sabotage first. Let's read it. Meaning of self-sabotaging. Okay, it says behaviors or thoughts, especially of an involuntary or unconscious nature, that are harmful to one's own interest or development. Self sabotaging is often something learned in childhood. That is the dictionary definition of self sabotaging. And like I said, I am a recovering self sabotager, but I'm gonna tell y'all where it stems from. For me, where it stems from, and I had to realize this later on, was I've always been an outcast. I've always had a different opinion, a different thought process, different questions. I always, I guess, challenged authority. I was not aware that I was challenging authority. I've always just questioned every single thing. And the questions I had always seemed to trigger people. I didn't realize how deep my questions were. I didn't realize how, serious the topics were. Like, for example, I remember one time questioning Christianity in my family, and some people just lost their cool about it. Questioning why certain things were done a certain way, just questions. And they always got me in trouble. I've always been in trouble for my opinion, for my mind, for my questions. I've always gotten in trouble. That's why me taking this journey right now with podcasting my true feelings, my true identity, my true thoughts is so risky because I've always been in trouble. But let me just get back on topic. My self-sabotage comes from that. It comes from people constantly being so triggered by my questions and my conversation. I literally have no ill intentions. So after constantly being in trouble and called out and just like, I don't know, people having like this love-hate relationship with me because I feel like people loved me because I was that way, but they also just, was like, Jazz is crazy, but it caused me trauma down the line because I started to shut down. I started to like not ask questions. I can't control the thoughts and the questions that I have. So like it caused me to not talk as much, not ask as many questions, because every time I talked and every time I asked a question, it triggered somebody. It just caused me to like hold back on things that I wanted to do in life. Okay, so not only would I get in trouble for asking questions and having certain types of conversations, I would get in trouble because I stand out from my looks, from, my aura, I guess. Like I just stand out and it's not my fault. I'm so unaware. And like I said, because of that, it caused me to shut down. I did not want to reach my full potential with looks and being that girl and dressing up and being super pretty or being at the top of my game. Sometimes because when I did do that at certain points in my life, I stood out and I got so much negative feedback from people. I didn't always get the love. I didn't always get the acceptance. I didn't always get that. If anything, standing out because of your look, standing out because of your talent, standing out because of your intellect, standing out because you're unique, sometimes draws in so much drama, you would rather not even have it. And you will self-destruct and self-sabotage so you don't even have to be who you are and deal with the consequences of being who you are. That's my life. That's my life. That's what I've done a lot of times. And I've completely been so unhappy with myself because of it. 100%, because I'm uncomfortable. I'm not being who I really am to appease other people or to keep from getting in trouble from being who I truly am. There's a lot of people out there who are self-destructing and self-sabotaging to not upset others. That's where the saying of don't dim your light for nobody comes from. I understand that saying more right now in my life than any other time. Nothing has made me more happy recently than finally speaking my mind, speaking my thoughts, and being 100% truly who I am. From a creator's standpoint, from a content creator standpoint, a lot of y'all are doing the safe thing. Don't do the safe thing. Be you. Do what you always wanted to do. Don't worry about an order. Don't worry about being safe. Don't worry about the audience. Even in my content creation journey, I've been creating content all my life, honestly. I have. But when I really started to really take YouTube seriously, I'm going to say 2015, 2016. That was rough for me because the content that I blew up on, the strip club vlogs, the stripper content, is not what I intended to do with my channel. That's just was my job at that time, and I was just being transparent about it. And it popped. It went berserk. And it didn't go viral until months after I posted it. So I really didn't pay it no mind. I kept on with my other stuff. I did that, I did that story time of how I became a stripper. And I moved on to like doing like, I don't know, the next videos I put out after that was probably like video with me and my kid. I only had one kid at that time. So me and Mikkel, then probably doing some makeup or something like that. And one day I'm in Miami and my phone is just going berserk. It's like 3 months later. My phone is just going freaking berserk. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? It's my YouTube. My YouTube channel just started going crazy one day. And I just was sitting there watching the notifications flood in. I got phone calls from friends. Hey, you're on the homepage of YouTube. Next thing I know, I'm getting an email from YouTube. One of the consultants wanted to talk to me, and we had a phone call, and they were like, wow, you are on to something here, So that was what happened with that. And I kept going for a while with the content. I kept talking about it, but did I do it to the level that I wanted to do it at? No, not really, because that's something that blew up unintentionally. That's not what I wanted to be known for. I appreciate it. Dancing is a very big part of my life. It's something I did from 18 all the way up to 29 years old. So it is a big part of my life, and it shaped a lot of my personality. But is it what I wanted to talk about all the time? No, it's not. So I found myself kind of like being a slave to the audience a little bit, because when I would do something different, the views wouldn't add up to what it did when I talked about stripper stuff. So I found myself being a slave to the audience, which kind of made me miserable because I had to constantly put out stripper content in order to be relevant and to be accepted by my audience. So from a creator standpoint, so you don't self-sabotage yourself, you have to de-center the audience. You have, for your peace of mind. And I know it's going to hurt your numbers a little bit. I know it's, but you have to give people enough time to get to know you and for your true tribe to find you. Some people that I love to shout out is, I'm just going to use this one example right here, B. Simone. Y'all may not like everything about B. Simone. I may not like everything about B. Simone, but let me tell you this. B. Simone hit the scene as a comedian. B. Simone has since dropped workouts, watches. I don't know if she did makeup, the podcast. Like, B. Simone is a whole entire personality. I love the fact that she did not box herself into comedy. She didn't do that. She tried everything. Anything that B. Simone wants to do, she can do, because she has now branded herself as a personality and people love her for who she is. B. Simone can come out with a panty line today and it's okay. Some people have boxed themselves into a niche, whatever you want to call it. And that's not truly where you want to be. And you put yourself in that box because of the audience wants you there, because they like what they like from you. But what do you like from you? You have to do what you want to do, what you're called to do, what you're that feeling. I'm telling you, I know it. That feeling in your soul, in your spirit, that's calling you to do something, you have to do that. Your YouTube channel, that check gonna have to take a hit. Them reels gonna have to take a hit just for a little bit until people can get to know you and understand you. Speaking from a recovering self-sabotager, you're going to have to make some sacrifice with the people who like you where you are right now. You're going to have to make a sacrifice from the people who want you to stay in place. You're going to have to make a sacrifice and get over your anxiety of not being liked, not getting good responses. You're going to have to sacrifice it, because if you don't, you're going to be miserable because you're not truly doing what you want to do. And that is the self-sabotage. The self-sabotage is you not being who you really want to be. You not doing what you truly want to do. That is the true self-sabotage. And that's what I recover from. And I feel really, really good. Really, really good. You want to recover from being a self sabotager. Decenter the audience, decenter everybody in your life, the kids, the husband, the homegirls. You got to decenter everybody in order to get your full mission out, because no one can understand or see your vision but you. You can't care about what nobody likes from you, what nobody thinks of you, with none of that. I ain't talking about just follow. If you're a habitual business starter like me, I've started I've started and had about 15 businesses in my life, okay? So I ain't talking about I'm not talking about that little itch to make an OnlyFans. That's not what I'm talking about. Or to chase your little porn, you always wanted to do porn one day in your life and you do that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that thing deep in your spirit that has been there probably since you was a teenager, probably since you were for a long time, that if you want to write that book, write it. If you want to do that podcast, do it. If you want to do that YouTube channel, do it. That's what I'm talking about. There's something deep in there. If you're a true self-sabotager, you're sabotaging for a reason. You're sabotaging yourself for a reason. And 9 times out of 10, you're sabotaging yourself because people have made you feel small. And you know that if you get big, you're going to lose a lot of people and you ain't ready to lose them. Can I get an amen? I'm going to say it again, okay? A real sabotager, a lot of our problem is there are people who want us to remain small. And we know that if we get big, we're going to lose a lot of people. And you don't want to do that. But guess what? They got to go. And the ones who truly stay, they're the ones who deserve to stay. There's some people who accidentally made us feel small or kept us in a small place. And they're not going to realize what they were doing until we blossom. And those people that stay around, if they are the people that made you feel small and they stick around once you get big, they're truly sorry. They didn't realize that they was projecting on you. The people that go away, they needed to go away because they was going to keep you there. And they benefited from you being there. And the reason why they left is because they cannot stand seeing you at the new size that you are now. You're too big for them. You too big. And they needed to go. So I hope that this conversation helped some of the true self-sabotagers out there. I hope that this conversation puts you into recovery, because I am a recovering self-sabotager and I'm getting through it with each day. And I don't know, that message was just on my heart tonight and I wanted to get it out. So I hope that this conversation can put more self-sabotagers in recovery. Peace be with y'all. I don't know if that's going to be my new ending or not. Peace be with you. I don't know. I ain't no Christian or nothing. I don't know. Namaste. Something like that. Anyway, good night.